Welcome to the lecture of Digital Signal Processing. I am Kanagavalli, Assistant Professor in the Department of ECE at Bharat Institute of Higher Education and Research. Today I am going to discuss about finite word length effects in DSP. Let us see the presentation outline. First we'll discuss about introduction to finite word length effect, then what is a number system, and then in number system we have two classifications: fixed point number representation and a floating point number representation. Under fixed point number representation, we'll see about sign magnitude, ones complement and twos complement representation. Then we'll discuss about quantization. Under quantization, we'll discuss about truncation and rounding off. Digital signal processing algorithm are realized either with a special purpose hardware or with a general purpose digital computer. In both the cases, either special purpose hardware or digital computers, where the numbers and coefficients are stored in a finite length register. These numbers and the coefficients are quantized by the process of a truncation or either rounding off when they are stored. So during the process of quantization, the following errors may arise. Such errors are input quantization error, product quantization error, and coefficient quantization error. Let us see about number system. A number system in which its quantities are expressed in terms of numeric symbols. There are numerous number systems are available. Some of the common number systems are decimal number system, binary number system, octal and hexadecimal number system. The knowledge of this number system is the most essential requirement for understanding and designing the digital circuit. Generally, all these numbers has a two parts. One is the integer part and another one is the fractional part. This fractional part is set apart by a radix point. So before this radix point we have an integer, then later we have a fractional part. Let us see some of the most common number systems. First one is a decimal system. It includes the numbers from 0 to 9 and all the numbers in the number decimal system values are represented by a base 10. The second one is the binary system. It includes the values 0s and 1s. This binary values are represented by the base 2. Similarly, the octal system varies from 0 to 7 and this octal values are represented by a base value of 8. Similarly, hexadecimal system, the values vary from 0 to 15 and here this hexadecimal numbers are represented by a base 16. First, let us see about a decimal system. The most common number system in day-to-day life we are using is a decimal system. This decimal system is also called as a base 10 system. This decimal system can be converted to either binary or octal or hexadecimal. Similarly, binary, octal and hexadecimal, all the three systems can be converted to other systems. Let us see conversion of a decimal system to binary, octal and hexadecimal. When a decimal system is converted to a binary system, the integer part should be divided by 2, whereas the fractional part should be multiplied by value 2. If a decimal value is converted to octal value, then the integer part should be divided by 8 and fractional part should be multiplied by 8. Similarly, if a decimal value is converted into a hexadecimal value, first the integer part should be divided by 16 and fractional part should be multiplied by 16. Similarly, next we have conversion of binary to decimal, octal and hexadecimal. When a binary value is converted to a decimal, the integer value is multiplied by 2, whereas the fractional part is divided by 2. In the conversion of binary to octal, it starts from the LSB, that is the least significant bit or the rightmost value. So here each group of the 3 bits will be replaced by decimal equivalent. Whereas in the conversion of a binary to hexadecimal, here also it starts from the LSB. Here instead of 3 bits, here a group of 4 bits will be replaced by a decimal equivalent. By replacing 3 bits will get a octal representation. By grouping of 4 bits will get a hexadecimal representation. Next we'll see about conversion of octal to decimal, octal to binary, and octal to hexadecimal. When an octal value system is converted to decimal, the integer value is multiplied by 8, whereas the fraction part is divided by 8. The conversion of octal to binary, as a significant octal digit is replaced by the binary equivalent. Whereas in the octal to hexadecimal conversion, first we need to convert octal to binary. After converting to binary, then next step we need to convert that binary value into hexadecimal. Last we have conversion of hexadecimal to decimal value and hexadecimal to binary and hexadecimal to octal. The first hexadecimal to decimal conversion, the integer part should be multiplied by 16 and whereas the fractional part should be divided by 16. In the conversion of hexadecimal to binary, where each significant digit in the given number is replaced by its 4-bit equivalent binary value. Next, in the conversion of hexadecimal to octal, first we need to convert the hexadecimal value to binary. Then after converting to binary, that value should be converted to octal. Let us see about decimal number system. Here the decimal number system is a commonly used system. Here any number is possible to express in any base or a radix value r. In general terms, any number with a radix r having a m number of digits to the left and n number of digits to the right of the decimal point, it can be expressed by a general expression. Here this a to the base m is the digit in the m position, whereas the coefficient of the am is termed as the MSD, that is most significant digit. And here Bn is termed as the least significant digit. The first value is called as a MSD, most significant digit, and last value is called as the least significant digit. We know that decimal system is also called as a base 10 system. This decimal system, it uses the 10 numbers from 0 to 9. And each column represents a power of value 10. For example, if you take a value 1,999, the first value here, last value 9, it has a 1 of, we know that it is a position 1, it is a 10, 100 and 1000. So this 1 will be multiplied by 10 power 0. The next value, 10th position, this value will be multiplied by 10 power 1. Then next value will be multiplied by 10 power 2. The next value will be multiplied by 10 power 3. Here the base 10 represents, it is the decimal number. You can see that explanation here. Let us see another example. If in the before we have seen 1,999 without any decimal point. Whereas here in between the values we have a decimal point. So before a decimal point or a radix point, here we have a integer part and here is a fractional part. The integer part are multiplied by the positive powers, whereas the fractional part are multiplied by the negative powers. So here this value and will be multiplied by 10 power 0 and 1 is multiplied by 10 power 1. Whereas this fraction part, this value 9 will be multiplied by 10 power minus 1 and next value will be multiplied by 10 power minus 2. Next to decimal system will see about standard binary representation. This binary system uses the two numbers from 0 and 1. Here every column represents a power of 2. In decimal system have the power of 10, whereas in binary system, here a column represents a power of 2. Here this is an example for a binary value. Here the base 2 represents it is a binary value. So the first value is multiplied by power 0. So multiply 2 power 0. The next value multiplied by 2 power 1. Then next value will be multiplied by 2 power 2. Then next value 2 power 3. By multiplying all those values and adding will give the respective value. This is another example for a binary system. Here we're having a separately integer part and a fractional part. In between having a radix point. So before this radix point we're having an integer. So this integer are multiplied by the positive power. So we get 0 into 2 power 0 and 1 into 2 power 1. Whereas the fraction part, the 0 is multiplied by 2 power minus 1. Whereas 1 is multiplied by 2 power minus 2. Let us see the conversion of a decimal system to a binary system. We have taken an example value 13 to the base 10. So this base can imply it is a decimal value. This value need to be converted to a binary value. For that, we know that in order to convert a decimal value to a binary value, that integer part we need to divide by 2. In case if it is a fraction part, we need to multiply by 2. Here this is an integer, so that we are dividing by 2. We are getting quotient has 6 and remainder 1. After getting remainder 1, again divide the quotient 6 by 2. We are getting quotient 3 and remainder 0. The next step again divide the quotient 3 by 2, will get quotient 1 and remainder 1. So the value will be 1 1 0 1. So this 1 will be a MSB and last this 1 A0 will be a LSB. MSB is nothing but most significant bit, whereas LSB is a least significant bit. So this is how a decimal number is converted into a binary number in terms of integer part alone. In case if it is a fractional part, let us see another example. This is a conversion of a decimal value into a binary with a fractional part. We know that if it is a fractional part, we need to multiply by 2. So multiply given value by 2. We'll get the integer 1 and a fractional part 0.25. Then multiply this 0.25 again by 2 value 2. We'll get integer 0 and fraction part 0.5. Then again multiply fraction part by 2, will get integer 1 and fraction 0. So by this we are getting the coefficients as 1 0 1. So represent the value 0.101. This 1 will be your MSB, this most significant bit, and last one will be your LSB, least significant bit. And by The conversion of digital to binary, by dividing the value of decimal value by 2, we are getting if it is an integer, we need to divide by 2. In case it is a fractional, means we need to multiply by 2. Next we'll see about types of number representation. There are 3 types of number representation, and these are used to represent the numbers in a digital computer or any other digital hardware. The 3 types of number representation are fixed point representation, floating point representation, and block floating point representation. Commonly, the first 2 types are used. Let's see about fixed point representation. In this arithmetic, the position of the binary point is fixed. And here, the bit to the right will represent the fractional part, and the bit to the left represents the integer part. For example, here we can say that before the radix point, here left it represents the integer part, and right to the radix point represents the fractional part. And this represents the value of 1.75 in decimal. In the fixed point representation, the negative numbers are represented. It gives 3 different forms for a fixed point arithmetic. The 3 different forms are sign magnitude form, 1's complement form, and 2's complement form. Let's see in detail about all the 3 types. First, we'll see about sign magnitude form. In this type, the MSB, that is the most significant digit or a bit, is set to 1 to represent the negative sign. And this most significant digit is set to 0 to represent the positive value. For example, we can see that the decimal number minus 1.75 is represented as 11.110000. So here this minus is replaced by plus 1 here. If it is plus, means here we have 0. Minus means 1. Plus value means here we'll get 0. This kind of representation is say sign magnitude form. And second type is the 1's complement form. In this form, positive number is represented as same in the sign magnitude notation, whereas the negative number is obtained by complementing all the bits of the positive number. Consider the example 0.875 to the base 10. This decimal value, here we are having a binary representation. So in this conversion, this negative number is obtained by 1's complement, means all the values, if it is 1 means it will be complemented to 0. If it is 0 means all values are complemented to 1. So this kind of representation we call it as a 1's complement form. 2's complement form means here positive numbers are represented same as in the sign magnitude and then the 1's complement form. Whereas only the negative number is obtained by complementing all the bits of the positive number, and finally we need to add 1 bit to the LSB. The example, 1's complement means so all the 1's will become 0 and 0's will become 1. See the example here, we have a binary value. So wherever we are having 1, that will be replaced by 0's, and all the 0's are replaced by 1. This kind of representation we call as a 1's complement. If we add value 1 to the 1's complement, we'll get a 2's complement. So it is a 1's for this given binary value, it is a 1's complement. By adding the value 1 to this 1's complement form will get a 2's complement form. Here we can see the three different forms: sine magnitude, sine 1's complement, and sine 2's complement in terms of 4-bit signed binary values. The first case we have seen about sine magnitude. So what's that representation? In case of one, what is the value in case of 1's complement, and in case of 2's complement for a decimal value plus 7. Similarly, for respect to decimal value, we get three different forms. That's a representation of the negative numbers in terms of 4-bit signed binary numbers. That's the addition of two fixed point numbers. The two numbers that are added bit by bit starting from right. So starting from right, we need to add, but the carry bit will be added to the next bit. If you're adding the right bit, then the carry bit will be added to the next bit. For that, we have taken an example: 0.5 to the base 10 plus 0.125 to the base 10. We are getting by adding these two bits, by adding these two numbers, we are getting the value 0.101 in binary, and either in decimal it is represented as 0.625 to the base 10. When these two numbers of b bits are added and the sum cannot be represented by the b bits, then overflow is said to be occur. In that case, in the above case, the overflow has occurred because here the 1.125, the base 10, this decimal value, it cannot be represented in a 3-bit number system. So the addition of fixed point numbers, it causes an overflow. Whereas the subtraction of a two fixed point numbers, it can be performed easily by using the 2's complement representation. We'll see about multiplication in the fixed point arithmetic. In the multiplication of a two fixed point numbers, first the sign and the magnitude components are need to be separated. After separation, the magnitude of the numbers are multiplied first, then the sign of the product is determined and applied to the result. When a b-bit number is multiplied with another b-bit number, the product may contain a 2 b-bits. Here we can see the example. So in the fixed point arithmetic, multiplication of the two fractions results in a fraction. Therefore, a multiplication of the fraction overflow can never occur. Next, the fixed point representation, will see about floating point representation. In the floating point representation, a positive number is represented as a f equal to 2 power cm. This capital M is considered mantissa. It is a fraction such that this mantissa varies between 1 by 2, 0.5 to 1. And this c is the exponent. This exponent may be either positive or negative. Let's see the difference between fixed point arithmetic and a floating point arithmetic. The fixed point arithmetic are a fast operation, whereas the floating point arithmetic are a slow operation. The fixed point are relatively economical, whereas floating point arithmetic are more expensive because of its costlier hardware compared to the fixed point arithmetic. Here it has a small dynamic range, whereas in the floating point, it has an increased dynamic range. In fixed point arithmetic, routing of errors occurs only for addition, whereas in floating point arithmetic, routing of errors can occur with both addition as well as the multiplication also. In fixed point arithmetic, overflow occurs in addition, But in floating point arithmetic, this overflow will not occur. The fixed point arithmetic are used in small computers, whereas the floating point arithmetic are used in a larger and a general purpose computers. And let's see what is the quantization. Quantization means for most of the applications, the input signal is a continuous in time or analog waveform. So the signal is converted into digital by using an analog to digital converter. Here the analog signal x of t is first sampled by a sampler at a regular interval equal to nt, where n is an integer, it varies from 0 to 0, 1, 2, 3 and goes on. Then after sampling we'll get a discrete sequence x of n. This discrete value is then given to a quantizer. The numeric equivalence of each sample is expressed by a finite number of bits, giving a sequence xq of n. The difference between this xq of n and x of n is called as a quantization error or a quantization noise. Let us assume a sinusoidal signal varying between +1 and -1, having a dynamic range of 2. In an analog to digital converter, it is used to convert a sinusoidal signal. It employs B plus 1 bits, including a sine bit. Then, the number of levels available for quantizing x of n is 2 power b plus 1. The common methods of the quantization are truncation and rounding. Let's see about truncation. The process of discarding all bits less significant than least significant bit that is retained. For example, suppose if we truncate the following binary number from 8 bit to 4 bits, we obtain, here we are having 8 bits, we are truncating the least bits. So the last 4 bits are get truncated, will get remaining 4 bits. Similarly, truncating another value, 8 bit into 4 bit like this. So this process of discarding all the bits that are less significant than least significant bit is retained is called as a truncation. When we truncate a number, the signal value is approximated by the highest quantization level that is not greater than the signal. Next we see about rounding. The rounding of a number of a big bit is accomplished by choosing a rounded result as the big bit number closest to the original number unrounded. For example, having a for 0.11010 is rounded to 3 bits, either these two values. Either it can be rounded to 0.110 or 0.111. So the rounding up or down will have a negligible effect on accuracy of the computation. So these are the two types of the quantization. One is truncation and another one is rounding. Thank you.